Go ahead, Pranav.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, let me share my screen.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is my thesis.
Hold on. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
This is my thesis defense, and my name is Pranav Kavandal. I'm a 10th grader at Vista Del Lago High School, and my topic that I researched about was PLGA nanoparticles and its application in crossing the blood-brain barrier for drug delivery. Okay, so first off, for like drug delivery is like very popular in like nanoscience. So I try to pick a niche like specific nanomaterial, and that was glycolic acid, short for PLGA. And these nanoparticles are biodegradable and biocompatible nanocarriers that have shown potential in crossing the blood-brain barrier for drug delivery. The BBB is a very selective membrane barrier that regulates what comes in from your bloodstream to your central nervous system, which is your brain. And so the problem that I was trying to research about and solve was due to the highly selective nature of the BBB, this disallows many therapeutic agents to potentially cure like neurological diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and Huntington's. So I want to investigate how PLGA nanoparticle can solve this problem of crossing the BBB in order to deliver vital drugs to treat many neurological diseases. So these are my literature reviews. And so the first two articles, I'm going to talk about like the physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of the PLGA polymer in itself. So PLGA is made up of lactic acid and glycolic acid. And many studies have focused on using PLGA as a material for synthesis of nanoparticles to encapsulate drugs to treat neurological diseases. Due to the fact that PLGA nanoparticles are made up of lactic acid and glycolic acid, they can be eliminated from the body to form H2O and CO2 when they degrade, which is not toxic. Another unique property of PLGA nanoparticles is that its degradation rate can be influenced by lactic and glycolate ratios, where depending on this ratio, you could increase the degradation rate and overall increase your drug release. And these are just like one of like few of the many properties of PLGA nanoparticles that allow it to successfully cross the BBB. And my third article is about specifically a study on the functionalized use of PLGA nanoparticles with the AGO-PEP2 amino acid peptide. This peptide is known to bind to the low-density lipoprotein, which is widely found throughout the BBB. The AGO-PEP2 peptide was conjugated to the surface of the PLGA nanoparticle, and an in vitro BBB model was used to simulate the actual barrier of the BBB. And the results of this show that, in its key findings, in the study on the PLG nanoparticles functionalized with the AGO-PEP2 to try to cross the BBB for drug delivery, it was found in vitro BBB crossing, the functionalized AGO-PEP2 nanoparticle increased the transport efficiency by 3 times. When comparing the transport efficiency of the non-functionalized nanoparticle, the functionalized AGO-PEP2 nanoparticle was far superior in drug delivery. And thus, due to PLG's unique properties such as biodegradability and biocompatibility, it is able to form nanoparticles. Using PLGA particles as a drug delivery system, we can modify the drug dosage and release rate by modifying the lactic acid and glycolic acid ratios. Through various surface modifications, PLGA nanoparticles show promise in crossing the BBB and drug delivery. So in conclusion, These results and research that I've provided really show the potential of PLGA nanocarriers in crossing the BBB for drug delivery, and how this may be the solution to cure to many of the neurological diseases present in today's world. I did this by analyzing hundreds of research papers and identified the problem with inefficient drug delivery across the BBB and addressed the issue by highlighting the recent advancements in the use of PLGA nanoparticles. Some of the limitations is that although there are many in vivo studies on mice there are many in vivo studies on animals like mice there have not been any human and clinical trials showing the effect of PLGA nanoparticles on humans. Also, clinical manufacturing of PLGA nanoparticles is very expensive and costs a lot of money to manufacture due to the possibility in the future to scale up the production of these nanoparticles. So before I end this, I would like to first thank Gifted Gabber for creating and hosting this program for many kids interested in doing research, including myself. I would also like to thank Professor Christina for teaching me all about nanoscience and answering all my questions and being a great teacher overall. And finally, I would like to thank Professor Virgil for teaching me to be a better writer, not only in science research, but creatively as well. And overall, I would rate my Gifted Gabber experience a 10 out of 10, and I hope to do this again sometime. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for the kind words and the in-depth research that you've done. You can stop sharing. Your brother was in the neuroscience. So he and his brother, they're twins, and they did different fields. Amazing, Pranav. Questions for Pranav, Dr. Delova.
Actually, I have a comment there. It was really impressive how you started with the topic at the beginning and then you narrow it down to these specific nanoparticles. It's a great work. And I was really impressed how you actually did this on your own. And so I don't really have a question about that. It was just I followed the whole the evolution of the topic, and I'm looking forward to working on your paper.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Great job. A big round of applause to Pranav.